Hey Bonders, before we get straight into the episode, I have one question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? I know when I was trying to get Pause, Sip, and Ponder off the ground, I had a lot of questions like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all these apps people like to listen to? And how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of those questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and super easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. But really, since the beginning, Anchor has helped me feel more confident in putting my episodes out there. And if you had a passion to put your voice out there and you're really eager to talk to the world and share your ideas, your interests, and your passions, you need to start with Anchor. Go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pause, Sip, and Ponder, a podcast where we talk about everything and anything, where we put the world on pause, come together and just think and talk about everything. Today is a special episode because I have two guests here with me. I have Gil and I have my friend Gabe. We are here in Baltimore, chilling at Gabe's place. And today we are talking about, well, we already talked about some art and us being as artists and creatives, but we wanted to do it in a different kind of topic within that. And one thing we all have in common here is that we all have a passion for art. With it being a great part in our lives, it of course came with some challenges and outside forces that really discourage us sometimes, but even with that, we still pursue our passion. And from our family and friends, and even strangers, and even money, these things can really discourage us. Some people may think that it's risky, but we think it's definitely a risk worth taking. So today we will be talking about our experiences as artists over the years, and I hope you guys enjoy. And right now we got Gil in the background playing a little bit for you.
What's good?
All right, so before we start, you guys had already met Gil, but again, we'll introduce him once more, and then we'll have my friend Gabe introduce himself. So Gil, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey! Yo, it's Gil Wangerners.
Can you give a quick intro about yourself, what you're doing, for those who may not heard you in your other episode?
I am a musician and photographer. Filipino. I'm 200 pounds.
How long have you been doing art?
For a while. It's been on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Music has been my first. Art and photography I got into 3 years ago. I think 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Forgot it's 2019 now.
Cool.
Yeah. Big year.
Yeah. Me and Gil are here in Baltimore, just doing some adventures, and Gabe is actually here also in Baltimore.
What's up?
And how are you, Gabe?
I'm good.
Yeah.
My name is Josh.
Gabe, wait.
What's up, Duncan?
Give us a quick intro of what you're doing.
Yeah. So my name is Gabe, or fully Gabriel Valladares. You gotta say
that
like
accent
Social
in there.
Security.
It's 2-1. But yeah, I'm a student right now, and I go to a Micah student. I'm an art student.
Yes.
Yeah.
Micah, the place to be.
Okay. But yeah, I am also a photographer. I recently just changed majors to printmaking. Well, changed from printmaking to photography, and now it's my concentration. But yeah.
Yes.
Were you really interested in doing printmaking before, or it just came out of nowhere and you just wanted to try it out?
One of my teachers, John Carr, shout out to him. He's great. Carr is my dad. Not really. Yeah, he like made me like printmaking the first day of class, and I was like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I've been doing photography for about 6 years maybe.
Wow.
Really serious about it like 3 years, but I started like 6 years just playing around with it. I don't really care much, but yeah, now it's like for real.
Since you said 6 years, and Gil, you were doing it for less, right?
Yeah, like 3 years.
Yeah.
Towards of like
And he's
after
better.
high school.
He's better
So
than me.
even before you did photography, Gil, like, did you ever envision yourself as an artist or saw yourself as an artist maybe growing up?
Well, it was really faint. I majored in music for the first 2 or 3 months at Montgomery College, but it made me really hate music. It was just too stressful, too much work, which is weird. I didn't think I would have to take this many classes from music, and then I kind of stopped for a little bit, and then I picked up photography after a lot of stuff that has happened. And it was mainly I picked it up because I wanted to just make more memories, and I think it just branched off to that, and it's like I just envisioned myself as just an artist, an overall artist with music and photography. But no, I never thought I knew I wanted to do something by creating something.
Do you see back then? Did you see the distinction? Because now you see music as art, but
Yeah.
back then, did you even?
Back then, I just wanted.
Did you think art was kind of like an outsider thing? Or
Yeah, it
kinda
was just
those
like
weird people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was honestly until recently where back then in high school, I thought like if I was gonna do music, back then my mentality was like, okay, I have to be good as like Chris Brown or like there was like a bunch of Filipino artists that I used to listen to back then. Just like I thought you have to be really, really good, which you do, but I think nowadays it's where you have to be really good also, but it's just a lot of people are different nowadays. A lot of arts are different, and it's easy to get exposed. So it's not like you still just have to be really good at being yourself, because that's where it counts. And a lot of people are. It's weird to say it's an imbalance of like people want to be themselves, but it's also they can't. It's weird to say.
What about you, Gabe? Did you see yourself as an artist as like a young kid? Have you been doing it for a long time?
I think the farthest memory I think was in 4th grade in this like pottery class in my elementary school. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
In
I
4th
do
grade?
In 4th grade.
Bro, I played with Play-Doh.
It was like a clay. I don't know. I know I was messing with clay though, and I made like this little tiny cup. It was really bad.
Yeah.
But there, I said to her, I was like, I want to be an art teacher with my little kid voice, and like that's when art hit.
With like your teachers acknowledge you, or like older people are like, oh, that kid's really like creative or like artistic. Yeah. I really took that in as a kid, and just like Gabe, like I really wanted to be an art teacher. That was actually going to be the major I was going to go into.
Oh, you're into like
yeah, I really want to do art education. So art has really been embedded in me. Like I don't know, I feel like it's been within me. It's not something that I kind of like learned to do. I felt like it's already a characteristic in me. So the reason why I'm asking that is, well, Gil kind of not became an artist, but discovered the things that he had in him at a later age. Yeah. As to me and Gabe, we kind of had it within us.
In our blood.
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because back in freshman year in high school, I was actually a computer science person.
Yeah, he was like a local.
No.
He was a local.
Yeah, I was like a computer geek, and yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
But yeah, I was a computer nerd, and I was gonna go to like computer tech. I was gonna like IT and whatnot. Yeah. But I liked art. But yeah,
every situation and like home is different. Yeah. Which is what we're talking about right now. Is like, okay, so us as artists, how was it around the house? Like,
parents.
I guess
siblings.
Yeah.
Culture at the time.
Yeah. I guess we can start with. I guess when you're a kid, it's fine. Like your parents are gonna be like, oh yes. Like,
I think when it hits like high school.
But when it comes to high school, that's when you're like your parents are, okay, now you gotta be serious. Yeah. Are you seriously do you seriously want to do art, or do you guys still experience
So I have a sister and 2 brothers. Now we are all completely different from each other, like super different, and so. When they see my art, they're like, yeah, you're really good. And then my parents are like, oh, you're really good. But I mean, I think my dad a little bit was like a little bit like iffy about it. It was like, what are you going to do? And so
it's like in their eyes, it's like they love what you do.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just concerned. It's
yeah.
Like, he's a really good husband. How is he gonna live off of it?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a hobby.
Yeah, it's just a parent's like idea of like I wanna push my kid, but it's like how's he gonna live? Like it's like time is slowly creeping up to become an adult, and how's he gonna pay stuff with art and stuff like that. So it's just like they ask like, oh, what are you gonna do with it? Just because like it's not that they're doubting you. It's just like they're just being parents and.
Yeah,
it's definitely something that I think for me,
like most Filipino parents would want their child to be stereotypically like a nurse or within the medical field or but luckily my mom was never even interested in that, and she really pushed in like whatever you're passionate about, but for sure that you're gonna practice it throughout your life, not as a hobby. Then she was really open to that. Which I'm grateful for. But then I think I discovered later on that as an artist, there are some things you would have to consider, especially if you're if you're growing it as a career. Because for me and Gabe are different, because even though we grew up as like artists, and I envision myself to be in an art school, I'm actually not in art school, and I'm in a different major. So it's like a different type of situation. Growing up, do your parents like still kind of taunt you, or like?
No, not anymore. I think, right, because Micah was like one of my dream schools, like when I was in 10th grade. So they knew about Micah, like my family knew about Micah, and they like was serious about art. And so when I got in, they're like, okay, we're with you the whole way, like have fun with it. Good. So I was like, and it was really nice. Yeah, it was really great.
I mean, for me, I'm 22, and I dropped out of college 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. And yeah, I mean, my parents, my family, they're just concerned. In art school specifically, just everyone's trying to become,
the next big thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's all competition.
Sorry,
good job,
guys.
Good job, technical guys.
I'm like the best podcaster and
No, you're the best.
And I just realized that Gil's mic was never really on.
Look at them. They're trying to scheme out of here.
That's okay. We got it. We got it now. We're back to business.
Anyways.
So what are the specific things that people have said to you, parents or non-parents, where they have discouraged you? What are the things that...
do something with your life.
Do something with their life?
Nah, that's just to the extreme. It's like, what's next? They always push you to go back to school. And I'm just like... it's cool. School's gonna be there, It's not gonna be destroyed next year unless it's like terrible, but hypothetically speaking. But it's just gonna be there. They always just push me to go back to school. They're like it's been a long time. Like, why don't you think about going back?
They're like looking at their watch.
Yeah,
looking at the calendar.
I'm still exploring life a little bit.
Yeah.
I have like the weirdest like mottos and like I just think about like. There's some people that I've got like not quotes, but like I've looked up that like success can come at any age. Of course, what people think is like the earlier the better, but it's also I've seen successful people be successful like their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and like that's what I live by. It's like I'm patient, but I'm also just trying new things, and I'm all about life is too short kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like like this is one of the biggest like lines I live by. It's along the lines of you never know what you want to be in life until you experience life.
Ooh.
Like I never it's because like I never thought I was gonna take up photography, and like I said before, so the reason why I took photography specifically was because I almost died in a car accident, and I looked back in my life and I was like, what the heck, what did I do that made my life like worth anything? And originally, like I said, I picked up photography because I want to continue to make memories, but then it branched out to like meeting new people, getting into film, getting into different mediums, and I was exploring life to now I know my style. So it's like music and photography kind of molded my way back into music, which is good because I met like in the photography world, I met a guy named Brian Nair B, who lives in Japan now. He's from the DMV or from Virginia Beach. Shout out to Nair B. Follow him. Yo, he's one of the dudes that got me back into music because he did photos and music, and he was like really inspiring. He became one of my close friends, and just really inspired me to come back, and like I don't know, it was just a push. And after that, like so many opportunities came. I've been going to concerts. I've been shooting for some concerts, and just like it's like it literally just like I said, photography and music just goes together somehow, and it just kind of pushed me. I was like buying all this new equipment for my room, and I'm making a new studio in my room, and yeah, like I know my style now, and it's all because I was just experiencing new things in life and experiencing, you know, from good things and bad things that has happened. So yeah, like I'm taking my time, and like I know people, like my parents always say, you know, like they're just worried. Like I don't tell them everything because they come home tired. Like it's not that they don't care. It's just like I think this is for another time, but we just like lost connection of like interest, and they just want the best for me. So it's like, okay. Yeah, they just tell me they just keep reminding me, not in a bad way, but it's just like it's just a reminder for myself. Like they just keep pushing me to do something. Yeah. They just don't want me to waste my time. Yeah, you know, which they think they do. You. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they don't disown my house. Well, I'm taller than them, so they're like small Asian parents. They can't do much anymore, at least. Yeah. But yeah, just like they just keep reminding me, you know, just to do stuff. Like I work at. I just quit my like eighth or ninth job. Jesus. It's not because I've gotten fired from any of them. It's because I just can't keep doing the same thing. Yeah, it's like it's just repetitive, and then I knew like I was like a person to just keep moving around, just trying new things, experience new things. And I've taken up coffee, and I loved coffee. And like now, since I'm like into that coffee realm, I'm trying to combine music, photography, and coffee somehow. Like, you know, cafe dedicated to that stuff. If my music thing doesn't work out, but it's just you don't know what you're like gonna do in life until you experience it. Yep. You know, so it's like podcasting, I have like the same thing. Like one of the greatest people like gave me like a Super 8 camera. Amazing. I'm not finished yet, but yeah, I have that in my mind. Like, shoot your life like it's a movie. Yeah, and I tell it to everyone. Like, everyone's like feeling down. It's like, okay, this is not like a movie. Like, make it awesome. Yeah. So yeah, no, like life is everyone has their own stories, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Like the thought of college is it's good for a lot of people. We do need like, you know, professor, like, you know, doctors, lawyers, all that stuff that you need to go to college for. Yeah. But when it comes to like us, like creatives, it's like there are creative schools. Micah. There's just, and then there are people just like, you know, who want to try new things, and I think you just need to find ways to create things. Well, I think because like even with that, a lot of people in school right now really aren't really going to school for themselves. Like I feel like people are pursued just because other people's expectations, their parents' expectations. That's the sad reality of what a lot of kids are going through right now. Yeah, because they're just scared. Yeah, because I'm a full supporter of school. I want to be a teacher. School's good. Stay in school. Many people should consider why they're even going. Like, it's a choice, really. I mean, even though, like, you know, we should all, I guess, society expects us to go to school. Like, I feel like it's a complicated subject about school, but it really depends, like, how you want to use it. I think no one knows the right way how to, like, plan out your life. You know. Yeah. No one knows. No one can tell you. Like, if people tell you, don't go to this school or don't do this, like, I tried it wasn't good. A lot of stuff people that tell you, it's either because it didn't work for them, they don't want you to succeed, and it's just no one can tell you what life is about. So literally, life or the world is open to so many opportunities of different things in the world, and you can do so much. And I just encourage people just to try new things. You know? Just get out your comfort zone. And I think the one time it hit me, I was a painting major at the time, and I was an abstract painter. I think it was a teacher who told me that you shouldn't do this. Yeah. What? I was like, ooh. I've never gotten hit with like you suck, or like you shouldn't be doing this. I've never got hit with that. And I'm kind of happy with it, because it's like, now that if ever like that happens, I'm just like, no, I'm confident enough in my art where it's just like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So it's like, it doesn't faze me anymore. But like, I've heard some people like say like, dude, this guy's photography sucks, or like you shouldn't be doing this, and it's really harsh. But like, it's like those are the people that like,
I don't know. They just don't see it the way you see.
Yeah.
Things.
And I think now it's like harder because like now I have this environment where everyone is doing my kind of work, and so I compare myself way too much to them, and I'm like, yeah, these guys are good and I'm bad.
Yeah.
And so it kind of gets in my head, but still like,
and
cool.
Yeah, definitely, because like one of the things people tell us is that, oh, you don't want to go in the art field because it's very competitive and it's very hard to be like, but I think that's what every job, every career should be like.
Life is competition.
Like,
yeah,
if there was no competition, then like, I don't know, people wouldn't have reached their full potential or like at least went out there. People can say it's risky and it's competitive, but that should be even more of a reason why. I feel like artists are the most, I don't know, they're risk takers, and I feel like that's a quality that we should all pursue. Being risk
Life is all about risks.
Yeah.
We'll tell you not to do things just because it didn't work out for them.
Yep.
Or they haven't tried it, so they just don't want you to succeed in it. They're just afraid that since they couldn't do it out of their own like confidence, that they're afraid that you will do it and you're going to be successful out of it. And it's just, those are their non-risk takers. Those are the 9 to 5s. I'm just kidding. But I think everyone should just take the risk of trying new things. Yeah. Life is too short.
Do what makes you happy.
I'm out.
That's what it is.
Yolt. You only live twice.
For
anyways, back to what we were.
So back to what we were talking about. Us as artists, and probably people who are listening may not all be artists, so there are some people that don't understand why we do art. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because people think we just do it for the aesthetic or what has art done to you? It really takes me out of reality and like the craziness in the world, and it's something that is a safe place because it can really, you yourself can really truly understand. One thing we talked about in my other episode was that art is meant to be judged. It's meant to be criticized and meant to be critiqued, and you won't really know an individual, an artist, unless you really ask them. So I feel like it's really kind of like an outlet and kind of like a way to have people come together. And I think it's just a great community. That's why I really like it. You're able to express yourself. That's cliche, but
I know
it's true. Like if someone were to ask you like, why do you even do it? Because one thing I really pushed myself these past months is like with the mindset of why, like question why with everything. Like, why are you in this job? Why do you do this career? Why are you with this person? Why everything? So
I think I say that to myself a lot when I like lose confidence a lot. But I think the reason why I do like photography is I think it's to like show how I'm feeling, even though that's bad, but also like show a story, or I don't know. Oof. That's a really deep question.
Yeah. This is not like a question to like intimidate you. It's like you have to. Yeah. Like, not that you must have like a concrete and like fast answer. It's just like it really challenges you as an artist. Because then some people like won't even know how to answer because maybe they're doing art for the wrong reasons. So
Gil, why do you do art, man?
Yeah.
Why do I do art? I do art because I was just born an artist. Yeah. It's like no one wise. No.
I don't believe that though. I don't believe it. I don't think anyone is born to be anything.
That's true.
At all. Like if I want to pick up cooking, I can pick up cooking. If I want to pick up pole dancing, I can pick up pole dancing.
I want to see that.
Gotcha.
That type of art.
I'm gonna pick it up.
No, you're right. Let me take that back. Why I do art? I think it's because it's not that I really thought about like that question. It's just I just do art because I think it's fun. It's fun. It's cool. I think
it's in your mind. I think
life. It's just the left brain, right brain. It's just how like you're right. If you're not born with it, but I guess like we are born with our personalities and characters. Like our brain like just. If our brain thinks this is cool, like we just do it. But I think that's kind of like a deep like of just I guess why. But personally for me, I just like creating. I think in my life, from my experiences and, you know, people that I've met, I think I just had this process of thought of like continuing to create, you know, just to express, just to inspire, to change, to motivate,
to
whatever.
contribute
Yeah, just to give back. I think this is from Roy Hargrove, rest in peace. He passed away last year. Art is a reflection of society. And I think if everyone contributes something different to this art world, I think it's just what makes the world a better place.
And beautiful.
Yeah,
And
because everything around us is art. Like,
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Plagiarism. Everything around us, like whoever thought of the chairs, the tables, the microphone, or
That's
just
art.
like it's just art.
Mm.
There's an art in everything.
Yeah.
The art of art.
Yeah,
The art of
even if
art.
you're in a business field, a marketing field, there's
Yeah.
always an art in something you're doing.
It's just people think art is just about pencils and paint, and but I think the world is not like, if you just look at the planet, it's like beautiful. It's just like it's blue, green out from the outside, but then like there's nature, there's this just animals and all that stuff, and it just art is just everywhere. I would say it expresses myself, but everyone says that.
That's true.
I think it's in my mind like 80%, and then the other 20% is like food.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Art and food.
Art and food is the only thing.
Art
in life.
of food.
Art,
you know?
ooh.
And like just in the type of society that I guess we've lived in or is built around us, like have you ever considered the things that people tell us? Like have you ever, because you know, okay, one thing some people think that all artists are like hungry artists, like they're like living on
Starving
$2
artists,
or you know they're homeless or they don't really have, you know, set goals.
Yeah.
And then of course like art is not cheap either.
It's not.
It's really not.
And I was just talking to you.
If you ask for a free shoot, don't even ask me.
No. Yeah, but I was just telling you guys, like, I just finished, you know, my first semester, and my black and white film photography class, I spent over like $1,000.
Yeah.
On just supplies and film, and
Not cheap.
that hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's another risk that we take.
Yeah.
But I think not many people really consider
Understand,
that.
like
Like
people
they don't
understand
know that.
too.
They think it's just we're going to the art supply store.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we
people
have all
don't
we
understand
need.
like the stuff that we have to go through to produce the stuff that we want to get out there.
And the fact that there are artists out there that'll make literally anything out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like soda cans. I've seen some people make stuff out of soda cans.
We saw today like someone who made jewelry out of forks and spoons.
Yeah,
like
that was really cool.
And yeah, so even if people say that there's not really money in it or it's hard to obtain money in it, which can be true, but just the fact that we're willing to still do it, even if we are on a low budget, I think is inspiring. I feel like, you know, some people, I feel like those who feel like they need these like expensive supplies or feel like they need to go to this school, that then they're an artist, but I feel like it starts at home. I feel like that's every artist. It starts at home. It started with us like coloring with, you know, crayons.
Right? Color outside the lines, you know, break the rules.
I colored in the lines though.
Oh no,
Okay.
I did everything.
I can't fade though.
Stick figures.
I drew my own lines and then colored in
You
them.
did a whole different piece
Right?
over it. But what are some challenges? We said this in our last podcast, but what are some challenges
Gabe can go.
besides financial?
Financial is one big one, but
It could be on something mentally, emotionally, like what are
I think coming up with an idea, I think
Being original. Quote unquote being original.
that is probably one of the hardest part
Yeah.
of becoming, like, making something new, and having like a good content behind it, because you don't want like a boring content.
Doubt of like if people would like your stuff, or like you're scared to present, you're scared to contribute, you know, you're scared to show what you have, and you might get like, you know,
I think it's a confidence thing that we experience. Like you may not be confident in a piece because you're comparing yourself to others, so definitely it affects your confidence, but it helps it too, I guess.
Oh, I actually, like, I think I know it was a drawing class, and I was a pretty good drawer, but like I'd always like finish a drawing and I would walk around the room and look at everyone's like what is it,
just,
easels.
Yeah,
Mm.
And I would like look
what's
at
an
it.
easel? If I don't know what's an easel.
Easel is like
What do you
where
paint
you
on?
put like it's like a stand.
Oh, for like your
Like the
canvas.
V
Yeah, you can
shape?
canvas or your board.
Oh,
to draw.
easel.
Easel, yeah.
That's a funny
But
word.
it's spelled out like
Speasel.
It's weird.
yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, I would
Yeah.
like walk around the room and like and
Compare.
yeah, compare, and then if I saw something that was interesting, I would literally like photographically take a picture with my eyes and do it on my own drawing.
I can't freaking do that. I need like
I wish I had photographic memory.
yeah, I can't do that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
just to make my drawing even better. Than
Yeah,
everyone
so, like,
else's,
you know.
yeah. I'm such a competitive guy too. Like I think if my friends are like hearing this, like even like a phone game, like I get super mad if I lose. Like I'm super competitive.
Also like with the confidence thing again, it's like sometimes we're scared to try another medium or feel like, you know, we're not going to be as good as, you know, as we think. in
Really?
it. Yeah,
You
I
scared?
think sometimes I am. Like for
No,
instance,
yeah.
oil paint. Like I'm so
I love
scared
oil.
to do oil paint, but it's so beautiful. And I
It
don't
is.
know.
So I used to be like a painting major, and I went to printmaking,
And pottery on the side.
But I love
sculpting. Yeah, I
trying.
love
Sculpting.
sculpting.
Hmm.
But then I love
Renaissance.
photography. I just changed so much,
Which is a good thing.
but it made me grow. Yeah, it made
yeah,
me,
you're
made
gonna
me,
just
be like
try
around.
different arts and just
Yeah.
combine them.
Yeah.
Somehow.
just paste it on top of it.
Control
Just
C,
glue it.
Control V.
Yeah. I got one. So, what is the most rewarding thing being
Being
artists?
So it was last year, and you know this. I got an internship, and I won. It was a competitive internship in Viz Arts.
Yes,
in
yes,
Rockville.
yes.
I think
Oh,
that
I
was
did
the
Viz Arts,
that was the
yeah.
best like
Viz
rewarding thing
Arts.
ever. Like, it was 3 credits, and they gave me $1,000, and then I helped. I think with 12 artists with their works, and I displayed their work, and oh my god, and they paid me as well. It was like the greatest like internship I had in my life, and I think that's what like pushed me more as an artist because I just learned so much, like glass, like Japanese painting,
I love
Yeah.
Japanese. I love Asian art.
into interactive art.
yeah.
Yeah, it was insane, and I'm so grateful to have that.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you put so much effort and work into one piece, and then knowing that it's acknowledged by other people, that's really rewarding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was also scary though because I was hanging up like a painting of like a Chinese piece, and then I made a display right after, and it was like $14,000. And I was like, I literally just handled that like it was nothing, and I saw the prize, and I was like,
You told me that.
14 grand. I
Yeah.
was like, oh
You told
my
me
God.
that. Yeah.
Yo, that's insane.
I know. He was a good guy though. Like
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
Good artist.
I think another rewarding thing is that since it's a thing that you can view, it really inspires people. So it's an easy way to capture people's eyes from any type of background, like literally anybody, and can really inspire people. And like sometimes people be asking you like, how'd you do that? Like what motivated you? So I think that's really rewarding that they're really interested in, you know, in what you're
Doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most rewarding things is just the connections and the doors that open up.
Yeah.
You know.
But if you guys were to have kids who are also interested in pursuing art, what advice would you tell them? And, you know, since our parents told us stuff.
I don't want kids though, but
or any young
Any
artist.
young artist.
Yeah.
If there was
Any
like
upcoming
it's like,
artist.
hey, you're Gabe. You're
Yeah.
like my biggest inspiration.
I'm like,
what can I do?
and he runs away.
cries. So back to what you were saying, I also have a blog, and I kind of wrote something like that. And
What's your blog?
blog. So if you follow me on Gabby GABBEVALA on Instagram, it's right there. It's a link in my bio. Plug.
And what is it though? What's it called? If people are lazy enough to do that.
36M more.
Are you serious? I thought it was 35.
No, it's 36.
Why
'Cause-
36?
Because the film roll 36.
Oh,
Get it?
I thought it was 35.
Yeah.
435 millimeter.
More.
Not yet.
Yeah, but I said I'm just gonna quote what I said. I think the big mistake that a lot of these new
Get out.
Sorry. Back to.
so I'm just gonna quote what I said. Is, I think the big mistake that a lot of these new incomers just think about is and focus is how can my passion pay me. And I think that's like the terrible like place to start. And I think if you're doing anything creative for money, then you're doing it wrong. You get into it because it's a true passion and you love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate, like, the people now who like pick up a camera for the first time and call themselves photographers. I'm like,
oh
Shade.
man,
go.
I don't.
Shade.
This is for another
All these
podcast.
photographers say-
Yeah, this is gonna be. I would have a whole rant.
Rant?
I can
a
rant
rant.
with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said rent. I said I would have a whole rant on
I had to cut off
today's
a
generation.
lot. I had to cut off a lot on Gil's episode because most of it was
It was all ranting.
Ranting
You ain't a photographer.
And-
No one's a photographer.
And this is dang.
It's like no.
And this is not a hate zone.
We all just
so-
take pictures. Nothing
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
but also like a quote. So if you're listening to this and you love photography, and you actually, I mean, like, you're serious about invested, and you have like the same, you know, emotion like I do, like the people who pick up the camera for the first time and call them photographers, always have this in your mind that everyone can take pictures. Yeah, everyone can take pictures, and only a
Say
few,
it loud and proud.
loud and proud. Guys, you. Anyone can take pictures.
Anyone can take pictures.
Okay,
And only some can take photographs.
Only some can take photographs.
That's the quote.
Who said that? Not me.
Shout out to Brenna. She told me that, I think. And I
What a
had that
guy.
literally. Good gal. But
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question again?
If
Kids.
you were to have kids, or if there's an upcoming artist,
Gil, do you
young
want kids?
artist, what would
I
you?
want kids. I want
Well-
16.
Okay. What would you tell them? What advice would you tell them?
Okay. I would advise my kids.
Dave, stop yelling.
I would advise my kids. You said if they want to become artists?
Yeah.
If my kids wanted to be artists, I would say 4,000% do it. I'm being biased, obviously. And the advice would be, dude, just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Really, just do it. Just try new things. I would give them freedom. Go wherever. Because I think a lot of art comes from life experiences. And just kind of revolves what I said before. Art is a reflection of society. So it's like they reflect on their own experiences, and it just it can express to many types of ways. And I think it's just experience life, you know. No one can tell you art is bad. Your own art is bad. I mean, I personally think there's bad art out there, but I think I said this in the last podcast. Like, I hate a lot of stuff. I hate I hate a lot of music. I hate a lot of
Hater.
Coffee.
Sorry.
Back off, hater.
Yeah. Okay. Let me not be that harsh.
2019.
Hate
you don't
is a
hate
hard-
things.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I love all
Dislike.
kinds of
You
art.
dislike.
You prefer
I prefer. Okay. So.
certain.
Okay. Can I talk? So I don't hate all art.
It's my
you know.
podcast.
I dislike a lot of stuff, but yeah. Wait, what was I going? Oh, what was I going? You distracted me. Yeah, I dislike a lot of art, but you know, I can't tell like a certain artist that I don't like, you should stop doing that, or that's like it's really bad or anything, because it's based off of their reflection, you know. So I don't like, let's say for example, I don't like a lot of trap stuff. Not all of it, but a lot of trap stuff. But hey, man, they're expressing themselves. What can I do? I can't tell them to not express themselves.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just, you just gotta accept it. You know, you gotta accept there's quote unquote bad art out there, but you can't hate on someone expressing themselves. You know, so yeah, that's what I would just be like. Just experience new things. Just go out. The world is there. You know, I think from my experience of like, let's say last year, I lost a lot of people last year. I think just life is too short. It really is. It's like really when you just follow that like memento of you only live once, or like life is too short, try new things. I think that's what pushes. That's something that people could, you know, learn from and just continue to pursue.
For me, I would definitely, just because of my experience, I would definitely be more encouraging about it. Them being themselves, because I feel like for me growing up, I feel like I had to prove that I could be successful as an artist, or prove that like I was capable. So I'd definitely be more encouraging and really let them loose and like, you know, because I don't want them to, I mean, of course, I think proving yourself to others is can happen, that you have to do it, but just knowing, but for just you knowing yourself and proving something to yourself, I think is very, so if you instilled, you know, confidence in them, then I feel like they'd be more confident in their art.
Yeah.
Is there any other things you wanted to bring up before we close this episode?
I love you guys.
Aww, thanks, Gabe, for having us.
Thanks, Gabe. Gabriel. Hey, Briel.
All right, we are now closing this episode, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Gabe, for having us over.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we have a wonderful time here in Baltimore, and it definitely is a place of art. Definitely you'll see art almost everywhere in the people, and it's just an inspiring place to be. So if you guys want to check out Baltimore, definitely do that. And hopefully we inspired you guys, for those who might feel discouraged in doing their art, may have felt, you know, not confident in their art. Definitely know that you just making the risk of, you know, continuing your art, and you know, having the confidence in yourself is the only thing that really matters. So keep out that negative energy and just keep doing you, because at the end of the day, you know, just say everyone died and you like followed other people's expectations, followed the societal expectations. It just, like, you know, what for? So really do something for yourself. If you want to contribute to the world, then, you know, nothing's stopping you. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Gabe, again.
Woo, thank you for having me. Oh my god, it's just so much fun.
Thank you, Gil, for being our
guitarist
today.
That was good.
Less editing for me.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.